everybody. Welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Thursday, February 2nd, 2023. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host, Brian Kruse. Welcome back again tonight, and happy Groundhog's Day, everybody. That groundhog, of course, there's 6 more weeks of winter. Every time, I swear. I was just talking about this with our guest today, but it just drives me nuts. I'm like, of course, they saw their shadow. Joining us again, as always, is Miss Sabrina Vittori, my lovely co-host. Sabrina, welcome back to the program. How are you doing tonight?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Doing great. Happy Groundhog's Day.
I didn't even know it was Groundhog's Day, so thank you for sharing.
It's a good time. It's a good time. And joining us
for the movie with Bill Murray.
Oh yeah, the Bill Murray movie is fantastic. It's a great movie. If you're gonna go try to watch something for Groundhog's Day, it's definitely the movie to watch, because there's really nothing besides that helps you ring in the holiday. I mean,
Is it a holiday technically? Maybe, I don't know.
No, I guess not really.
I think so. It's on calendars.
See,
right.
See, our guest knows. Joining us for the very first time here on Kruse Control is Justin Morgan. Justin, welcome to the program, I should say. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Really appreciate you coming here all the way from Pennsylvania. You can check out Justin on his podcast at Cinema d'Amore, and also you can find him on social media at JJMorgan19. Welcome to Kruse Control. Really happy to have you here tonight.
It's great to be here.
I just want you to give you an opportunity to introduce yourselves to the Kruse Control Network, or the fans, or anybody that's out there, and tell them a little bit about yourself tonight.
Hi, everybody. I'm Justin, as he said, and I work on a podcast called Cinema d'Amore. We talk about movies, and we split it up by themes. That way we can rotate and talk about movies that we want to talk about. So one of us will pick a theme, and each of us, there's 3 of us on the podcast, will pick a movie within that theme. Sometimes we do television, but it's mostly been movies. Currently, we're doing YouTube movies. So,
oh, nice.
The discussions have been pretty good thus far, but the movies have been kind of on the terrible side.
Are you talking about the original content ones they've been creating, or just fans, or people that are actually making their own content for YouTube?
Well, 2 of them are made by well-known YouTubers, and one of them is the YouTube movie that YouTube produced with a bunch of YouTubers. This is Lexi's subject. I'm like, all right. it's kind of a takeover, because I'm like, I can't even pick anything from this. I don't know any of these movies.
I didn't even know there were movies happening like this either. I mean, you see YouTube and you see people like us just making content that's like this, that's live, or they're releasing it later, but not like movies actually, especially after YouTube kind of tanked their whole original content stuff. So it's great that people are actually still releasing movies, though, usually, like I said, short form. So that's cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. Everyone check out Cinema d'Amore. And Lexi was on here before, so you probably remember her. She'll be back again maybe next week. So it's so nice to have you here to meet another Cinema d'Amore.
Nice.
Thank you for being here. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to get right into it, as we always do here on Kruse Control. So thank you, Justin, for being here. We appreciate you joining us tonight in our journey of telling the news to our nation out there. All right, now it's time for some breaking news. All right, everybody. We're going to dive right in here. The first thing I want to talk about is the Terminal List. So the Terminal List is coming back for a season 2. That's right. Amazon is saying yes to a season 2 of the Terminal List. And they're also planning a spin-off prequel series as well, with Chris Pratt being executive producer. And of course, he's coming back for season 2. So that's moving forward with Amazon right now. And as Amazon is saying yes to this, NBC is saying goodbye to the Blacklist. That's right. Blacklist is going to be going away. They've done 9 seasons. 200th episode airs on March 19th. So that tells you anything. That's just a huge accomplishment. James Spader's been kicking ass on that show for years. And their 9th season actually had 29.1 million viewers, which is just freaking nuts for a TV show. But they're going to end it after season 10. They said it's time to move on. So, alas, goodbye to Blacklist if you're a big fan. And as they're saying goodbye to that, Amazon is saying hello to a new movie called Ricky Stenicki. Okay, I heard this and I was like, Ricky Stenicki, what the hell is this? But this is a Prime movie that stars Jermaine Fowler, Zac Efron, and John Cena. And I love me some John Cena, so I saw this and I'm like, okay, John Cena's doing another movie. But in the film, there's three friends. They invent a character to use to get out of all these tricky predicaments. And they have to hire an actor because their wives kind of catch on and they're like, what's happening? Is this person real? So they have to hire somebody. And of course, shenanigans happen after that. So coming to Amazon Prime Video, Ricky Stenicki. And as that's happening, another show is going away, as always here. GR loves Blacklist. I know, it's great. Another show going away, Pennyworth. If you're a big fan of Pennyworth, it started on Epix, and then it moved over to HBO Max. Of course, it's the story of Alfred Pennyworth. And it's Alfred's young. And honestly, when I first saw this, I thought he was going to be a little bit older than he was. But I started watching the show, and he's quite a bit younger. And they've done 3 seasons. The 3rd season is going to end it off. They have a 5-year time jump with season 3. So it's supposed to be all this psychological, there's a civil war going on. It's supposed to be like a whole new kind of story for the show. But alas, after this, it's going away. So goodbye to Pennyworth. Of course, it's the 3rd TV show that HBO Max has canceled recently with Doom Patrol and then with also Titans. And now their 3rd one, goodbye. Goodbye, Pennyworth. And with that, too, I thought this was great. CBS is like, you know what? We're going to reboot Matlock. Why not? Let's reboot Matlock. I mean, we rebooted Night Court, so why not Matlock? Let's do that. So Matlock is coming back, and Kathy Bates now is going to be Matlock. She's going to be, it's got everybody, come on. I mean, is there no original ideas? There's not, but, so she's coming back. She's going to be Madeline Matlock. And she's going to rejoin the workforce as a prestigious firm where she uses her unassuming demeanor and wily tactics to win cases and expose corruption within. So, of course, it's based off Matlock. Matlock went from, I think, 1986 to like 1999. No, 95. And there was a break in between when it went to a new network. It went forever. I mean, I remember a big joke of everyone watching Matlock for all the, forever, like reruns. My grandma used to watch it all the time. But you know what? It's coming back. Kathy Bates, love her. So hope it does well. So as Matlock comes back, Paramount Plus, we talked about, has been restructuring things with Showtime, and they're actually getting rid of content now. So we talked about Showtime getting rid of content. Well, now Paramount Plus is like, we're going to let go of the Twilight Zone. So Jordan Peele's original content, original remake, is going away. They've pulled it. It's down from Paramount Plus. They're moving on from that, which I think is kind of surprising. You think they just keep it on there, but they're probably going to just license it out someplace else, which is what these networks are doing. But as that's happening, one more show that's coming back. Fox is bringing back The Cleaning Lady. That's right. The Cleaning Lady is renewed for a 3rd season. And it's the first one they're announcing for their 2023-24 season lineup. It's averaged 5.4 million total viewers, which is, pretty good. It's a pretty good fan base. But it's pretty much based on an original Argentine series. And it takes place, The Cleaning Lady stars, I guess her name's Stoney, and the doctor that comes to the U.S. for medical treatment to save her ailing son. And of course, everything goes wrong. That's coming back, everybody. The Cleaning Lady. And one last thing that's going away is Tom Brady. He's kind of going away. So he's saying he's officially retiring from football. That's it. He's done. 45 years old. He's been going. He was supposed to be a commentator for Fox Sports. He signed a whole contract before and then went back to playing football as opposed to getting that. I think it was like $350 million contract over 10 years. So, maybe he'll go back to that now. I don't know, but he's been a huge icon. Of course, I know Sabrina hates him. So I want to go to Sabrina first on this. So he's saying he's done now. That's it. What do you think, Sabrina? Do you believe this? And do you think that he'll be a commentator now?
I mean, I wouldn't turn down $350 million to commentate, even if it was on like a snail fucking race. So I wouldn't see why he wouldn't do that. Also, I guess he's enjoyed himself acting and apparently did a good job in that 80 for Brady show, which the premise I think sounds absurd. There's a lot of, talented actresses. So I guess it could be good. I don't know, but I saw that and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And it's set in like 2017. Like they want to go to the 2017 Super Bowl. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. But the director said he did a great job. So maybe he's going to do some acting. He retired last year, as everybody remembers, but then decided not to retire. So, I mean, he pulled the Gronkowski situation. And I guess he's actually going to retire. I don't know. I don't really know that I believe it. shockingly, at his age, he's still a spectacular quarterback. Unfortunately, I know he has cheated in the past and won Super Bowls that way, but who am I to say? I guess apparently that's cool in the NFL. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Peyton Manning and Eli Manning do like a Monday Night Football thing that's been very successful. So I could see, him being. I mean, obviously, there's a ton of commentators that used to play, especially quarterbacks. Yeah. So,
but the fact that he turned it down already.
He didn't turn it down. He just decided to go back to. I think it's still on the table, 100%. Yeah. I think he didn't turn it down. He just decided to play another year. No. I think that contract is still his if he wants it, 100%.
Yeah, and to Jacob in the comments, they just removed the content, so it's been done. It's been done already. Twilight Zone. They're just removing the content now. It's off there now. It's gone. So
no, he means the original Twilight Zone. That's the joke.
Oh, I'm talking about the. Oh, I gotcha. All right, a little slow tonight, Brian. A little slow. I'm a little slow. Thanks, Jacob. I'm going to go over to Justin now. So, Justin, you hear about this. Now, he's also saying that he might want to venture into acting and that maybe this is his next career path because he had such a good time doing this movie. Do you think that Tom Brady should become an actor or should he just stick to sports?
I mean, wasn't he in Ted 1 or 2?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
As himself. And now he's in this movie as himself. So I think he's going to be stuck that way for a while. Can he act? Sure. I mean... Is that what's going to bring the money into that movie? I don't know. 80 for Brady 2. I don't know how long they can keep doing that.
Yeah, right. I don't know how long can they keep going with this? And with him, he has to eventually break that whole character of himself, which is a problem too. He's already a celebrity and everyone knows him for being that. So you're right. Like, what kind of roles can he play? Can you see him playing, I don't know, like in a drama where his wife was just murdered and now he's going out and he's trying to kill the guy who killed his wife or something? Can you imagine him getting gritty and getting into characters like this, Justin?
No, I think he's going to end up being like Terry Bradshaw. It's going to be a couple years down the road. He's going to play people's dads.
I could see him playing a dad. Mm-hmm. That could be good. That could be a great little niche for him, especially if he wants to do that as opposed to the commentary. But the commentary route seems so much easier for him. Like, you're just yourself. People expect you to be yourself, right? And it's like
they played good football. They played bad football. It's easy. I could do it.
It's super easy. And they're just sitting there. I imagine most of those guys are drunk anyway.
Easy. It's not super easy if you don't know anything about football, Brian. I would love to watch you try to commentate a game, okay?
It would be hilarious. I'll just say that it'll be hilarious.
You'd be like, someone has the ball and they're running down the field. It looks like
he has the pigskin. He has the pigskin.
If they really wanted to win, they would have scored more points.
True.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's what Brian would say. It looks like they're going to kick the ball now somewhere. It went into the uprights, ladies and gentlemen. Is some points? Did we get some points there?
Yeah, I'm not the best with sports. I'll just say it right now. I am not, honestly, but this seems like it's an easy fit for him. Like, why wouldn't he do this? Right? It just seems easy. Like, of course, everyone wants to be an actor. That's a celebrity. Just kind of happens a lot. You see people branching off, and someone like this, they're just themselves. It would take some time. Maybe if he dedicated himself and went to class and studied, maybe he would get there and, step out of the limelight for a while so people kind of give him some breathing air. Maybe he can come back. But for me, I say just stick to the commentary and do that. Like, you're 45, you're getting offered like $350 million. Dude, go with that. But we all know that he won 7 Super Bowl rings, and his career has all been, everyone always says Super Bowl and Tom Brady. Well, this year I want to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit because the Super Bowl is coming up. And with the Super Bowl, of course, we have more Super Bowl commercials because everyone wants to see commercials and trailers for all the big movies coming out during the Super Bowl. If you don't like the Super Bowl, a lot of people just watch it for the commercials. Well, this year there's a big lineup of commercials, or I should say trailers, that are supposed to be coming out for the Super Bowl. Now, just to let you know, for a 30-second ad at the Super Bowl, it's $7 million. 30-second ad, $7 million. So, to do this, you have to be a big company like Warner Brothers, Disney, Universal, which are the ones we have notifications for. So, Fast and the Furious is supposed to be having a new trailer. DC's The Flash. Cocaine Bear, which I'm super excited about. Bring me some Cocaine Bear. Ant-Man. You have Marvels. You have Little Mermaid. Pixar's Elemental. Indiana Jones might have one in the Dial of Destiny, which that new trailer for that came out. That looks great. I'm hoping that's a good movie. Harrison Ford, 80 years old, doing that, which is nuts. Scream 6. Dungeons and Dragons, Transformers, Rise of the Beast. I mean, look at the lineup: John Wick 4, Creed 3. There's a lot of trailers coming out. They're saying. So I just want to, when we hear about this, we're always like, people get super excited. Justin, is there any trailer or any kind of movie coming out right now or project that you're excited about that you hear, oh, there's gonna be a trailer and I have to watch the Super Bowl to see this?
I don't know if that's exactly how I feel, because I feel I watch these for the trailers and then they'll only show 30 seconds and they'll say, for the full trailer, go online to watch it. And I feel like I got robbed out of something. But I mean, I guess what am I most excited about that I haven't seen?
What you see? You see this list? Like, what do you think?
I mean, I've already seen trailers for most of everything that's been listed so far, except the Marvels hasn't been. I haven't seen anything for that, and Fast 10, which what is it going to be? Like, what's the insane thing that they're going to put on the camera?
I know they went to space already. I think they become superheroes in this one. I think that's what it is. They find they put on the cap and gown, and or the cap and the cape, and they take off and they fly into the distance. And I mean, Vin Diesel's almost been a superhero in this movie as it is. So why not we just like go the full out and give him some spandex?
How long until they bring Paul Walker back?
This one, I think this one.
You think it's going to be this one?
I honestly think this one, because I have heard that there have been rumors that his brother was on set for this already. So if you do that, I mean, if that's true, if there's any kind of validity to that, then you know he's coming back. But I think this is the one, because this is supposed to be setting up the end. 10 and 11 are supposed to be back to back, and then it's done. That's what they say, which is crazy. They're going to do like another one after this. So I think this is the one where they bring him back. And then, hopefully by 11, they're going to try to get The Rock back, but that's not going to happen, I think it's funny that Jason Momoa is in this one now. It's like they're going through all the big guys in Hollywood. They had The Rock, they had John Cena, now they got Jason Momoa.
Helen Mirren,
yeah. I love me some Helen Mirren. She's fantastic. And Jason Statham, like that, their whole arc was fantastic. All the stuff they had in the spinoff, that was fun. The baby scene where they're kicking the baby around the plane. I mean, if it's a real baby, it's horrible, but it's hilarious in the movie.
It's my favorite scene out of any Fast and Furious movie is that scene.
Sabrina, are you super excited about Fast and the Furious, or is there something else in this list that you're like, hell yeah, I can't wait to see that TV spot on the Super Bowl?
No, I'm done with Fast and the Furious. When I was sleeping and I woke up and they were in space and I was like, that's it. I'm finished with you. I just can't. There's no way that I just can't. It's gone too far for me, and I refuse. Now I'm not saying that
you can't refuse.
Not randomly. No,
they're gonna keep them coming. You can't refuse.
No, I don't care how it ends. It's for me. I'm guessing it's gonna end with a barbecue and people talking about family like it does every fucking time. Like I've had enough.
There's a slight chance.
I'm over it. Yeah, I'm over it. I'm done. Vin Diesel can kiss my ass. Everyone else who plays in that movie can kiss my ass. Like I've had enough of it. The only thing I want to see Vin Diesel do for the rest of his life is Groot. That's it. Yeah, I want to see nothing else for the rest of my life. Is just hear him say, "I am Groot." It is, Rachel. It is all about family.
It's all about family.
Correct.
I mean, this one might be different.
11 movies of family.
It might be.
This might be the cliffhanger.
It's family in the dunes. It's family in the snow. It's family on the ice. It's family everywhere. It's just family. That's
and Corona. Lots of Corona.
Lots of Corona.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They love them some Corona, don't they? But you're right. It is a two-parter. So there might not be a barbecue. It might not be a happy ending. Maybe somebody dies at the end of this one.
I would prefer. Well, I mean, Paul Walker died in real life. I think that's enough. I would prefer to see another Gone in 60 Seconds than watch one more second of the Fast and the Furious. If I'm going to be honest, we should talk to Nicolas Cage about a reboot of that and Angelina Jolie. Let's get that going and fuck Fast and the Furious.
He'd probably be down.
I'm excited about John Wick 4 out of that list of things. I'm obsessed with the John Wick franchise, and I am super excited for John Wick 4. I'm excited for Ant-Man.
Great.
I'm not excited for the Marvels. I'm so not excited for that. It seems like it's going to be horrible and painful. I hate that show on Disney.
I don't know. You never know. You never know.
It's not going to be great. It's going to be terrible.
Justin, are you excited about the Marvels?
I don't know. No, I'm not. Actually, for the last year or so, I think everything in Marvel, I can't think of the last Marvel trailer that I saw that I was like really excited for. Doctor Strange, I was excited that Sam Raimi was directing it, but
me too.
Even the trailer wasn't like, whoa, I got happier towards the end of that movie when it ended up becoming Evil Dead again. Like I'm like, sure, that's why I'm here.
I'm game.
Bruce Campbell, Pizza Man, Papa Pizza.
They looked like Deadites. You know, when Doctor Strange started changing, he looked like a Deadite. I'm like, he looks like straight out of Evil Dead. You know, so I'm like, that was pretty cool that Sam Raimi kind of went into that world. And I love Sam Raimi, so that was a saving grace for that movie. That movie, again, I was excited about it too, and it really didn't live up to the hype for me. So that's why you see a movie like Everything Everywhere All at Once and how they handle the multiverse. And I'm like, come on, Marvel, you can do something like this, you know? You could have some fun with it more. And I just felt like there wasn't enough multiverse for a movie that was called, Multiverse of Madness. But
yeah, maybe the new Spider-Verse will be good.
I hope so. Movie. I think it will. The first one was fantastic. Yeah, I think the new one could be great, and it's a 2-part thing too. I'm really bummed that it was supposed to come out like last October, the first half. I'm really bummed that it's been pushed so far, but it's coming. It's really coming. Yeah, it got pushed. Yeah, they had a whole push their slate, which is, it happens all the time. It's just what it is. Things just take a little bit longer than they expect, and they're like, push it to next year, which is what the DC have done a lot. So. Oh, the Super Bowl is a Super Bowl. I'm not really a big person about it, but I do enjoy the trailers. But you're right, Justin, right. 30 seconds is not enough time. It's like 30 seconds. And they say, well, now go online and watch the whole thing, which is what's happening with the Fast and Furious already. They've announced that the new trailer is going to come out right afterwards. So it's like. Yeah.
They're having a whole party at LA Live. Like Vin Diesel is gonna be like MCing some bullshit.
Dancing to Beyonce.
Hey, maybe we'll have another Cloverfield movie or something.
You never know. You never know. All documented through celebrities downtown by the Crypto Center. Which is insane that it's the Crypto Center still. I don't even get that. I'm like, come on, everybody. But this is happening.
It's not the FTX freaking like Miami Heat. Jesus.
Yeah, they're screwed, aren't they? Like, they're gonna have to change that. I think that's gonna be happening before you know it. But the FTX Center. Well, the thing is about the Super Bowl, like we said, it's fun. The commercials are fun. But another Super Bowl commercial that's going to be aired, and they've already aired some, so I think it might be even the same one. But it's for a new series called. I laugh when I laugh every time. The Family Stallone. All right, The Family Stallone is coming out on Paramount Plus, and it's Stallone and his wife Jennifer and their 3 daughters, Sophia, Sistine, and Scarlett, and it's about their lives. And it's funny that they say Stallone in like the write-up. They're like, he's a savvy businessman and co-owner of a wellness brand. It's like, how are you pitching Stallone? But
no, her. She's the savvy businesswoman.
Is that her?
Of the wellness brand.
Okay, I read that and I thought they were saying him. That makes more sense to me. Because I was like, how are you pitching Stallone? But it's a new docu-series, right? And it's about it's a real life thing about his family inside their lives, 8-part series. And it's going to be interesting to see. I just thought it's kind of funny that Stallone would do something like this, actually put his life out there. Like, you're going to see Dad Stallone. You're not going to see the Sly that it's not Rocky. It's it's Father Stallone. So Brittany, you hear about this? What do you think? Are you excited about seeing inside of Stallone's life? And did you see the little commercial where he was climbing the mountain like it was Cliffhanger all over again, and the mountain talks to him like what?
That ad was actually funny. I did laugh out loud. The ad was pretty funny. I mean, it's not just Stallone in the ad though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's the Reno 911. Is there Dora the Explorer is there? Beavis and Butthead are giggling in the background. Like the ad in its entirety was funny, not just the Stallone stuff. But at the end, when he asked if he was making snow angels, and oh my god, my back hurts. I'm sorry. He asked her, he was doing snow angels, and he was like, I wonder if I'm going to need surgery. That was when I laughed out loud. It was pretty funny. I am not excited in any way, shape, or form to see this, and I will not watch it. However, the ad was funny and clever. I enjoyed the ad, but I don't care to watch anybody just eating dinner and like talking about nonsense and pretending that they're not playing for the camera and just being their normal selves, which we all know is not ever a thing in fucking reality television. So please stop and hard pass for me personally.
If they actually played themselves, it wouldn't work. It's like Ozzy. When Ozzy did it, it's all amped up. Everyone amps it up a little bit just because you have to. The cameras are on. And for reality, that's what they want. And Rachel was saying, don't we have enough? And I'm like, that's what I was talking about the past couple of days is like, you're going to see more of these reality shows coming just because of this potential writer's strike. Now, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I think it will. nothing's set in stone, but I feel like every network is going to start pushing this kind of content because it's easier. It doesn't have to be scripted, even though it is scripted. Like, come on, it's a joke that it's not scripted. I once did this show called Parental Control I was on where I was mom's pick and I went on a date and with her daughter, and they were like feeding me lines and feeding her lines with an earpiece the whole time. It was insane, but all scripted, but not scripted.
That's how dates work.
Yeah, right? 100%. Justin, what do you think about this? Are you excited about Stallone having his own TV reality show with his family, or do you think this is trash?
I think if he was more so making it, it might be more interesting, but I don't even know if he is. Does he have any control of this?
Yeah, he does, actually. They're saying he's going to have some say. So,
yeah, to put his family out there, too. I don't know. Could be interesting. Osborne's was interesting.
It was. It worked really well, actually, to see inside. Who would ever thought you wanted to see inside Ozzy's life, you know? And then once you saw it, it was like, wow, this is his family. But again, how much of that was turned on for camera? You know, that's also just what happened. So
I don't think people care, you know?
I don't
Ozzy
think they do
Osbourne
either.
bit the head off of a bat, okay? This is Rocky. Like, who gives a fuck? It's a little bit different.
It's true. It is Rocky. But that ad was, Justin, did you see the ad with the mountain talking? What'd you think about that?
I did not see the ad.
It's he's like climbing up his face and he gets to his nose and it's like Stallone talking to Stallone, of course, because the mountain's talking to him like Mount Rushmore. Then he sneezes and throws him off the mountain.
Dangling from the nostril, like holding on with one hand.
It's like the Paramount Plus thing that they started doing last year with all the characters from all the other shows.
Yeah, to be like, these are all of our shows. This is what we're doing. Yeah, GR saw it too. Yeah, it sneezes him off the mountain. But it is what it is. It's honestly, again, this is one of those things that they're just looking for more content that's going to be easy to do, and they don't have to deal with unions. So I think that's why. And Stallone doing this, he's been posting a lot of stuff on social media with his daughters already. Like his oldest daughter's trying to be an actor; she has a podcast. His middle daughter's a model, and then his youngest daughter's in college apparently. So I bet she'll kind of venture into that world too. And of course, it's one of those things. Your dad, Sly Stallone, every opportunity is there for you to get into the entertainment industry, and this is probably one of those ways to gain some exposure for his family and for his daughters that
Nepotism
can get,
at its best. One of his daughters is on that show that he's on right now. What's that show he's doing right now?
That Tulsa King or whatever.
Yeah, his daughter stars in that with him already. One of them. I don't know which one. They all start. Their names all start with an S. It makes it much more confusing for me personally.
I know it's funny going for the whole SS thing for every kid.
Yeah, one of them. It's like the Kardashians. I guess if you want a reality show, just name your kids all the same first letter of their name and then pitch it to someone. They'll pick it up. You know what I mean?
Sly's been planning this for years. Since he was having kids, he's like, we're going to have a great reality show later. Let's name them all S's.
The Kardashians, all their names start with a K. Even like the second two that didn't even come from the same dad. They're all K's, right? Isn't that their thing?
That's true.
Even her name's with a K, the mom. What a narcissist. I'm just going to name every child with my first letter. I hate those people. I'm sorry. Let me put it back on Sly. Leave the Kardashians out of it.
You can't hate Sly, though. You can't hate Sly, right?
No, I don't. I have zero ill will towards him, but I have a feeling after I watch 5 minutes of this reality show, I will. So maybe we just keep me away from it. Maybe
you'll sympathize with him.
I don't think so.
Might. Dad Stallone, maybe you'll feel something for me. Didn't think. You never know. On Paramount Plus, everybody. So this 8-episode series is coming. What do you think about it? Let us know. Now, Stallone, he lives, like I was saying, with a house full of women. Now, what do you think Stallone would do if his daughter was Megan? What do you think? If his daughter was this little creepy doll, I bet Stallone would whoop her ass. I'm just saying. But
I was like, who is Megan?
Yeah, I know, right? That's Megan. Megan, the serial killing robot. They're doing a sequel, everybody. Megan 2 is coming. And we just saw this not too long ago. Of course, Megan is about, like I was saying, this robot that's supposed to be a child's best friend. And all of a sudden, once it pairs, it starts going a little crazy, a little hair-wise, a little nuts, and starts killing people. But the sequel is supposed to be called, as of now, Megan 2.0. And it's by the same writer. The same stars are coming back. The cast is coming back. They're going to try to recreate the magic of Megan. Now, I wanted to have a discussion about this because it's one of those things that's kind of going nuts. It did really well. Everyone always is doing this whole dancing thing, which is funny because when you watch the movie, maybe a little bit of spoiler talk, everybody. But when you watch the movie too, the way she's dancing, everyone like there's so much ads about that dancing, and it's like one little sequence, and then she kills somebody. To me, I'm like, this is it. This is what it is. Everyone's going nuts about. Sabrina, did you see M3gan, and what do you think about this character? And do you think it warrants having a sequel?
Jared said they based M3gan on my ex-wife. That's hilarious.
Everyone's like dressing. This would be like the Halloween costume of the year. I guarantee it.
I did do a little bit of a I went down the rabbit hole on those dances that everyone was doing online, and some of them are pretty fucking funny, I'll be honest. But out of the movie was all right. I mean, it wasn't great. It was kind of subpar, if you ask me. It was like not very scary, sort of predictable. And also, I hate fucking dolls personally. Like, I hate dolls. Ever since I saw like Barbarella when I was little, like I like literally gathered every doll that I owned, put it in a corner, and like put a comfort on it. And I never wanted to play with the doll again. Like they're creepy and fucking weird. So I expected to be terrified, like Annabelle terrified, and it just wasn't really scary. It didn't freak me out at all. Like, I mean, I don't know. It just it was very successful. I think it's part of the dancing thing, though. Honestly, like people. Oh, here, what did Rachel say? The viral advertising is what made the box office numbers so high, and they can't do. I don't know if they could do that twice. Yeah, I don't. Honestly, I didn't love it. I wouldn't personally see a second one now, but it's like James Wan and Jason Blum of Blumhouse. Like, they're two of the most talented horror people around. So I kind of expected more, and maybe that was part of my problem too. Maybe I had higher expectations than I should have had. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not excited for M3gan 2.0. I was kind of excited for this, but it was not great. Didn't live up to the hype, honestly.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be more brutal actually. And of course she does like pushes that kid into the street and then she murders that guy in the elevator. But besides that, it really wasn't as brutal as I thought. Justin, I know you said you saw this. What do you think about M3gan, and do you think it warrants having a sequel?
I think it does. I think it has places to go, but I agree that the first movie kind of was all very predictable, almost paint by numbers. Like, there's plants and payoffs. Like, you know very early that this thing that they introduced very early on is coming back at the end of the movie. The viral stuff, the dancing, like when they showed the trailer, it was funny. And I think maybe that is something that they should have advertised stronger. I think it was more of a comedy than it was a horror movie going into it. And I think that's what they should have focused on more, because the whole concept is really funny, where we've seen all these creepy doll movies. The creepy doll movies have to exist in their world too. And they're just like, oh, this thing's the perfect thing. It just has a few glitches. Don't worry about it. And
It's gonna be fine, right?
yeah, I mean, I think they did the Child's Play remake that they did a few years ago.
Yeah.
They kind of tried to make that like an AI thing too. But it couldn't compete against Toy Story 4, so it bombed.
Toy Story 4 was really good, though.
It was really good.
That was a better toy movie, yeah.
But I thought that was an interesting way of taking Chucky before and putting Child's Play as a robot, doing the artificial intelligence thing. Of course, is not anything what Child's Play is supposed to be. So I'm like, it's different, but I thought it was interesting. That's what they were trying to do with this, which kind of makes sense. Like, everyone's always pushing the artificial intelligence thing. Where is it going? How can it impact society? Are they going to start killing us, enslaving us? Which is kind of like where they could go with this too.
That's
Maybe
where it ends, the third or fourth one.
Yeah, like M3gan enslaves all of humanity.
It's a Terminator story. Yeah, that would actually be pretty good. I think that it does have potential, though, to go into something off the rails, because if you've watched like any of Chucky, the TV show Chucky, it's continuous from the very first movie, minus that remake thing that had nothing to do with Don Mancini. But I think like that's where they need to go. They just need to go absolutely insane with it. And I think
so too.
They got to think about the marketing again, because the marketing is what sold that movie. I still don't think it beat Avatar, did it? Like, it still was like
No.
number 2 at the box office.
Yeah, Avatar's like, no, I laugh at you.
Yeah.
I laugh at you, Megan. James Cameron maniacally laughs at her. You know, Avatar, like nothing's stopping that right now, and they'll keep that in theaters as long as they can. They just will. Well, you know, it's one of those things. Did you see Avatar?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, yeah. What did you think of Avatar?
I I think as an experience film, like the visuals and stuff, they were definitely very impressive. And the last act of that movie is definitely James Cameron showing off that he still the king of action. But I don't know. I think maybe he has too many yes men around him, too many people afraid to tell him that maybe things don't work, because he's more focused on the technical aspect of it.
Oh yeah.
And that's like, if you've seen the memes where they're like showing the Rotten Tomato scores and they're comparing it to Puss in Boots to Last Wish, and it's like, yeah, Puss in Boots, which I'm sure they were making for like 3 years, had a well constructed story and it was funny, and Avatar's just like crazy for how long. I mean, I guess he's right.
I know.
He's had a point to prove, and it's past his $2 billion mark. So I just don't understand the commitment to like, you're older, you want to just die doing Avatar movies.
Yeah. He's like, this is the rest of my career right here. Because, you know, at this point, he's got 3 in the can pretty much. He's got to do 4 and 5 still. That's a lot of time. And even like they started shooting in 2017, I think it was, for these. So, I mean, think about how much time that is of your life, and guaranteed just...
Yeah.
I bet he's just involved the whole process too. I could see him being in the editing booth, like, yeah.
The cut that he submitted was 5 fucking hours.
That's a long cut.
What kind of narcissistic bullshit is that? You think you have 5 hours of material that people go and sit down and watch? Like, please stop. Just stop. 3 hours and 10 minutes is too long. But the first cut he actually submitted, he had the balls to submit, was 5 hours. Like, what is wrong with you?
I believe it. Visually, it's amazing, and honestly, it's an all right movie, but it's really just rebooting and starting again. That's all it's doing. It feels like almost like we gotta restart because we have this whole story to tell, and it's been 13 years. So okay, let's start again, set everything up, and then everything will happen after this. Yeah. You know, reestablish characters.
The same as the first one, just underwater. Like, isn't it pretty much that
kind
story?
Of, yeah, I mean. It's, you know, it's more about family, I would say, this episode, you know?
Oh, good. So we should have Fast and the Furious go to the Navi land, and then it's all about Fast family. Furious 11. Yeah.
Hey, they probably will. I mean, Vin Diesel won't have anything to do after, 2 years from now, so.
Yeah, he'll want back in. He'll be like, make me blue. Make me blue. Let's do it.
But yeah, like the special effects in that, there's a kid in it. You saw the movie?
I saw it, yeah.
Me? No, he did. Brian did. I refuse.
There's a kid in it with all these... in this complete CG world with these CG characters, and it looks fantastic. Like, he doesn't remotely look out of place. He fits in perfectly. I mean, as for the character, I don't know. It wasn't that great, but I think that's what he should have worked on. I would have rather had a stronger story with the shittiest graphics of all time, as opposed to like, oh, it looks amazing, but
where's the substance?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you, and they're really, like I said, just set up, and Spider was all right. It was really touching again, family. You know, it was him and Miles, and like, oh, this is kind of my kid, but not my kid. The whole movie was family. The whole movie was family. If you ask me, that's why I started laughing. I'm like, oh, this is like what they're going for, which sells, which is probably why it made so much money. People kept going back. It's kind of a wholesome kind of thing. Of course, there's some loss in it too, but Avatar. Well, we keep talking about that. It always happens. But, you know, Megan, I'm going to go back to Megan for a second. So, you know, Megan's been killing everybody, right? That's what this whole thing's about. Well, there's also another show that they're murdering people, but not really. They're kicking them off it. And that show is called Traitors. So Traitors is just ending. And if you watch the show, and this is just, it's hot trash, but I love it. It's one of those things you watch it, like you get hooked on it, and you know it's garbage, but Alan Cumming is just amazing. And he's like, you must find the traitors. You know, it's really, it's an insane show. But on Traitors, they kill people every day, and they're actually just sending them home. The Traitors kill people, but they did 10 episodes, and it's coming back for season 2. They're going to do a reunion show, which is like, this thing just came out, and you're doing a reunion show. You guys are really like proud of the show, aren't you? But you know, they
Well,
have
it just
Andy
came
Cohen
out, but
coming
they
in.
probably shot it a year and a half or 2 years ago. So for them, it'll be a reunion.
It'll be a reunion, you know, but I just thought it was hilarious. They're into a reunion show. It's like coming out February 28th. I'm like, okay, we got a reunion show already. It just ended, but all right, cool, because the timing is hilarious. But I don't know, I just had to talk about this. I laughed so hard when I saw this. And it's one of those, again, reality shows that are out there that are being pushed big time. And you got a big star like Alan Cumming in here. And it's, you know, it's funny. It's hilarious. Is it trash? Yes. But did I watch it? Did I like it? I did. Sabrina, what do you think about Traitors? And are you excited for season 2?
This is embarrassing. Yes, I am excited for season 2. Sorry, I don't know why. I don't know who told me to watch this fucking show. If I either read an article or like maybe one of my friends told me to watch it. I don't know, but for some reason I was like, I heard this Traitors show is like, you know, like a binge-worthy freaking stupid series, right? I'm not a reality show person. I hate it. I really don't watch any reality TV at all. But I for some reason I was like, I heard it's good. And so we just kind of like put it on in the background, like while doing other things. But then like as it kept going, I was like literally would be like, I had to pause it to go get a drink because I was like, I need to know what is going to happen. And I became quite addicted to it. I'm very not happy with the ending. I'm not going to spoil it for all of you. I'm very not happy with Ari and his bullshit. However, it was very entertaining, and you know the stuff they had to do was nuts. In a lot of cases, some of it was like fluff bullshit, but some of it was nuts. It got me. It got me, and I am definitely excited for season 2.
Yeah, and the whole premise, like you're trying to find out who's the traitor in the group, and then at the end, if you don't find the traitor, then they get all the money. It's, you know, it's trash, but. Justin, I'm guessing you have not seen this, or have you? I was going to say, I don't know anybody that's seen this shit, but we watched it. And do you think that maybe the star power of Alan Cumming has any kind of reason why this is coming back? Or do you think it's based off of, like I was saying before, the resurgence of reality in general?
I mean, I've seen similar things on YouTube where there's people that have to find like the fake gamer or the fake person like out of the group. So maybe they just stole that idea, threw in some celebrities.
They did. They had to have.
It's actually it's a Dutch series. Like it started there, and then they did a UK version, and both were very successful. So then they adapted it for the US. But I'm not saying that maybe the Dutch version didn't steal it from YouTube. I don't know, but I know that they stole it from that TV show.
And we stole it from the Dutch.
Yes, we take it.
The Dutch,
and we make it our own.
And the English, they're like, well, this succeeded twice, so now let's do it here. And like I said, they got me. They also have half the people are celebrities and half the people are normal people. So like,
there's like some girl, it's like actress in North Hollywood. We're like, come on, calm down.
Yeah,
You're not an actress in North Hollywood.
I saw you at Ralph's last week. What up, girl? But half of them are like Ryan Lochte, like Olympic medalist was on there. There's like a couple people from
a bunch of reality stars
from Big Brother. Yeah, well, I mean, except for Ryan Lochte, he's an Olympian.
Yep.
I mean,
and he got kicked out. They're like, he must be a traitor.
Ryan, we said no spoilers.
No one's watching this show. Somebody's watching it.
The Bachelor on there. I don't know, but it's interesting.
I am shocked it's coming back.
For her.
Yeah, Rachel, check it out. You'll get addicted and you'll hate us at the same time.
We'll have you on after you watch it, and then we can talk about it again, Rachel, please.
I was like, this show is coming. Okay, it's Peacock, and Peacock is pushing a lot of content right now, and they're doing actually really well lately. So I guess more people are flocking to the Peacock.
Coming back? You loved it.
I'm shocked though. I enjoyed it, but it's not amazing. The actual like events are not the best. And it's just really over the top, but you know,
the last couple events were very good. Don't lie. The last couple, one, you know, the one I'm talking about with the stuff falling and the animals, like that was crazy.
Yeah,
I could not have done that, honestly.
I'm still not sold on a season 2, but I guess, like I said before, it's probably because of the reality stuff. I did enjoy it, but I'm also like, why? I could go without another season, but you know what? Maybe there'll be like 20 of these, just like everything else out there. You know, maybe they'll go forever. I'll be on it. Let's go on Traitors, everybody. Let's do it. Let's go on Traitors and win $250,000 to lie to each other. I don't know. But anyway, so that's happening. So Peacock, like I said, has been pushing content a lot like this. Well, they're not as good as their competition yet, which is Netflix. Netflix is still There's still like the be all end all of streaming. Well, I just want to talk briefly about Netflix for one more little update, because we talked about this before about the password sharing. So the password sharing, there's a loophole. Now, this is what people are saying now, and Netflix has even kind of talked about it. So even though they're going to stop the password sharing, if you haven't logged into a device before, doesn't matter where you're at, if it's not been on your home network at all, you can log in, they give you the password, and that device is fine. They won't log you out. So apparently, there is no password sharing stopping. I mean, technically, we could have like one of your friends log into a device and then be like, dude, text me the code. And now they're on your Netflix, then that device is fine forever. So what they're saying, I think, is just going to scare people more than anything else, but there is a loophole. And they're saying this is because of people are traveling, which is, of course, the big problem with, if you can't use your Netflix when you're out of town, that's bullshit. You pay for it. So that's why, like, well, if you're traveling and you log in on a new device and it hasn't been attached to your network, we're going to let that stand. Which, to me, again, it seems like that's negating their whole password sharing thing, isn't it? Justin, you hear about this. Do you think this like will stop people from sharing passwords, or do you think it's going to just like let people still share passwords?
I think it's going to piss off the people that aren't misusing it, is what really is going to happen more than anything. I commend them for trying to figure out something. It is a company. They should be making as much money off of these people as they can, instead of price hiking because they know that people are sharing passwords, so other people end up paying for it. Right?
Yeah. They said 100 million people, their statistics are like 100 million people are sharing passwords. That's what they think. So that's a lot of people that they could be
sharing
getting
passwords. Like, let's be honest. Like, is there one person that has a Netflix account that is not sharing their password? I mean, I don't think so.
I think everybody shares all their passwords. I think that's just the world we live in now, I know a lot of families that have like I'll get this subscription, you get this subscription, you know what I mean? That happens a lot. And of course they want to stop that. So, Sabrina, do you think this will stop it? Or do you think this is just not going to work at the end of the day?
What you're saying is, yes, Rachel, sharing is caring, girl.
Sharing is caring.
What I'm saying is, what you're saying is, not what I'm saying, what you're saying, what the article was saying, is that you're a device, right? So like if I log into my phone or my laptop or my iPad, and then I go anywhere, I can watch Netflix. But like I have Netflix logged in at my mom's house when I go there for Christmas for a week. So that is not going to count as my home network. So,
no, it's not.
As I can watch it on my laptop or something, but who wants to sit and watch TV on their laptop when you're on vacation for 2 weeks or a week or whatever?
But this is where it gets confusing though, because if it's your own iPad that's been signed in on your home Wi-Fi network and you're someplace else and it's over 2 weeks, then they shut you down. But if it's a brand new device wherever you're at, let's say you go to your mom's house and you sign in on your mom's TV, now they won't shut her down. But if it's your iPad, they will shut it down after 2 weeks. How does that make any sense?
That doesn't make sense. I don't think that's correct.
But that's what they're saying.
Maybe they just have to let it happen and have all that pushback and start losing people, and then they'll change. And
people will lose their fucking minds, and then once that happens...
This is all speculation until it happens. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to wait and see how the cards fall when it happens, and I'm going to stop worrying about it. And when push comes to shove, I'll just cancel Netflix and buy it for 1 or 2 months out of the year, catch up on all the crap, and then just get rid of it again. Like, if that's how you want to do me. If you want to do me dirty, Netflix, I'll do you dirty. You know what I'm saying? You're on mute, babe.
I think a lot of people are going to move away from Netflix because of this. And then maybe they'll go away from it too. I just think it's going to cause more problems than actually help them. But only time will tell. And I think I've already seen the uproar online. People are already going nuts about this. They're not happy about it. They're like, screw Netflix. And they're already making more money with their ad tier. So they're already doing better with that. So just like let that play out for a while and leave your clientele alone, because they're just going to get pissed off and leave. And you keep raising your prices as it is, Netflix. So you're causing more problems for yourself at the end of the day, because you're already not doing as well as you used to be. So, for the king of streaming, they're having a lot of problems. And I think they're going to lose a lot of people because of this, but only time will tell. That's a slight update. I don't know what's going to happen. We will keep you posted as it goes along. So with that, I want to move into a little story about New York. So if you go work in New York, maybe your password will work on Netflix, maybe it won't, but there's more to that story. So now it's time for what I say is our featured story of the night. right, I want to get into the featured story, which involves New York, and it involves their tax incentives. So this came out today that the governor of New York said they want to propose a new major increase to the state's film and tax incentives. So for a long time, they've been at like 25% tax incentives. It was at 30 before, but Cuomo took it down to 25. Well, now they're going to go back to 30% tax increase, which means, or tax incentive, which means, like, hey, right now, they're pretty much giving out $420 million worth of tax incentives a year. Well, they're going to move it up to 700, I think it's 720, million a year. So now they're doing, that's a big increase of money that's going out because they're trying to compete with Georgia, they're trying to compete with California, they're trying to compete with other places that have tax incentives. Now, Georgia is still the king with tax incentives. They're giving $1.3 billion worth of tax incentives out a year. So the 700 million isn't even there, but maybe it'll help more people flock to New York to go shoot because New York is having more productions increasing, more TV shows, more movies. We were just talking about this the other day. So they're trying to increase people coming back to New York to film. And if you have a TV show, they're even saying too, if you have a TV show and you actually have 5%, you get a 5% additional tax incentive if you actually take your TV show and shoot there and spend at least $1 million per episode. Then they'll give you an extra 5%. Now you're at 35% tax incentive coming back at you. So this might actually lead to more people coming to New York. They're going to wait to see if the state legislature will actually consider this proposal. They're going to approve it by April 1st if it goes through. So New York's trying to fight to bring productions to New York City, which is great, I think. California, I think, should do more. They really should. Right now, they said that $420 million over 2 years California is given, and New York, $420 million. So that's a lot less money than Georgia is, hence why more productions are going to Georgia. And it's right to work state. It's like, how do you get productions to come to New York City? How do you get them to come back to LA? Justin, you hear this. What do you think? Do you think this is a good incentive that will cause productions to come to New York City as opposed to shooting here or Georgia? Or do you think that it's not really going to cause much increase in film production in New York City?
Oh, I'm very familiar with the tax incentives, and I think that this is going to bring in a lot more people. Now, how you're talking earlier about how the legislators will fight it, it's not like they might get. It's overall, it sounds like a lot of money, but for each show, they might get maybe like 20 million or something for doing a season, or maybe it's a small movie and they're getting $5 million tax incentive. The $5 million sounds like a lot. People are like, oh, we're just giving that money away. But when they're bringing everybody out here and now they're putting all this money back into the economy, it's going into hotels, car rentals, food, all that. It does come back into the city, which I think is exactly what they're trying to gain. Even if they do like a smaller
That's the purpose,
place, they're going to get smaller, they don't have to go far outside of the city, and you could probably have some sort of post-apocalyptic story or something fun. So I think that, I think I'm really for tax incentives. I think that they're a really good thing. It's work for people that are in the film industry, and it's work for people that aren't, that are just associated with it,
Yeah, it's great. And you think about it, there's a lot of people that have moved away from New York to go to Georgia or to go to Los Angeles, Chicago, and to be able to bring those people home and have them shoot. A lot of people would probably go back and start working back at home again. And also, like, you're right, it comes down to the vendors, it comes down to the local hires and the stores. Now you have wardrobe shopping for clothes there. There's a lot of stuff and jobs that end up being produced because of this. And then on top of that, there's a lot of inflow of cash into the city, which might help a lot for the state because, of course, everyone's hurting since this COVID situation, and they're trying to bring in more jobs and more business, and it might be big. I'm from Michigan. I remember when the tax incentives happened in Michigan, and it started increasing a lot, and it helped, but then they let it go to the wayside. They were building studios. They were trying to work with Michigan State University, where I went, and they were trying to train students to learn to work on set and then put them to work, which is a great idea. Like, why not try to bring in more jobs? But unfortunately, like Michigan didn't work out well, but Georgia keeps pushing it, and they're doing great with it. And hopefully this helps New York City. I hope it does. I really do. I'm always for this when I hear this. Sabrina, now you're from New York. So what do you think about this? Is this a great thing for New York? And does it entice you to maybe move back to New York to work someday?
I mean, I love New York. I would absolutely love to go to New York to work. 110% for sure. I think I think a lot of the film industry is going to be back east soon. You know, Georgia's huge, and Netflix is building sound stages in Jersey. Jersey offers some really good tax incentives. I think it's between 36 and 39%. So New York is trying to compete a little bit with Jersey. But I think that over the next 5 years, there's going to be a lot of filming done, most filming done on the East Coast. And I think also London is going to be huge. I work at Hawk Anamorphic. We just basically partnered with a rental house to have a home base there in London for Hawk lenses because it is getting that popular. Like if you look at breakdowns, like 4 out of 10 things are now in London that are going to shoot in London. So I think that's going to be really huge too, and I think the East Coast is going to be huge, mostly because of this huge complex that they're building in Jersey. And I feel like New York used to be kind of big with it, and they want to kind of get a piece of the pie. The thing about Jersey is it's not really that far outside of New York where the stages are, so New York will still get some revenue from that. Anyone who's familiar with New York City, especially, it's really fucking crowded, and to shut down streets to film is really fucking hard. So, I mean, I don't, as far as the city is concerned, I think that's going to be a tough thing to juggle. But outside of the city, like Justin was saying, I think is extremely feasible and will be very, very helpful. And I'm down for bringing the film industry everywhere and give everybody opportunity. Like you don't have to move to Los Angeles to try to act. If you're close to New York, or you're close to Atlanta, or, you're close to Vancouver or Louisiana. Like I'm down for all that. As someone who lives in California, I don't like projects leaving here because I want to work too.
I agree.
But I like that, that we're bringing it to everybody else. I say kudos. I hope they do it.
Yeah, I hope it helps people out. And maybe like you're saying, people that are thinking about getting into this industry that are just starting off from college, or maybe they're in their life, they're regrouping and they're trying a new profession. Maybe this will help them get that job and find a new love for something, and maybe help them get those skills so they can come here and they do bring the jobs back here. But it is nice to be able to have people working there, not everybody moving to LA too, because LA is a clusterfuck with people. There's so many people here. But then again, I don't want to see the jobs go away. I never do, because it's harder and harder to get jobs. And we have all the big studios here. And we also have like 3rd, 4th generation people that have worked on set for just years, that are trained by their fathers and their fathers' fathers, or their mothers and their mothers' mothers, I mean, that's the industry. That's the world we live in right now. So the best people can be here. But it's good that everybody has an opportunity to get a taste of that Hollywood stardom, and that life in that world, because it's fun being on set. If you haven't been on set, it's great. So this is something great I heard. I'm like, hopefully this passes. Hopefully New York gives people this opportunity and it brings more jobs and helps the state thrive, because that'd be big. So fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. But it's been a great show, everybody. It's been really nice to have you both here. Justin, just talk about Cinema d'Amore a little bit, and like tell us about. Give your final pitch, I guess.
It's pretty much the greatest podcast in the world. I
Yes.
don't realize. I don't know why people aren't listening to it more often. You get to hear me talk for an hour and a half. Maybe if it's a really good conversation, 2 hours. Isn't that exciting?
That's awesome.
Thrilling, right? That's just what you want to listen to.
I'm in.
And if you don't like what you see, you don't have to see me. It's a podcast. It's the greatest thing in the world. Just bring it with you. Like you can hear me through your speakers, in your car, your headset. It's wonderful. And we'll talk about movies. And we're all over the place. We are all over the place. Sometimes it's new movies. Sometimes it's not foreign. We're trying to, open that up for some people. But I think it's fun. We're always learning. We're making it more exciting.
You're branching into like other kind of genres, like the YouTube movies and stuff like that a lot of people probably don't even know about, which is fun. Open people's perspective to new stuff, which is in new movies they never would get, influence to,
Yeah,
or
all our older content that we just did, like all of last year, we're all directors. Every single thing, every single month, we picked a new director and went over their filmography. We stuck to 3 movies, maybe 4, depending on who they were. And yeah, I mean, sometimes we went pretty obscure. Sometimes they were bigger directors, but pretty good conversations, I think, for the most part. We're trying not to bore people, so tune in.
Yeah, you're not. I guarantee you're not. Well, everyone check it out. It's great. Honestly, we're so happy to have Justin here just to talk with us and have a great conversation. And I'm just happy. Everyone, please check it out. Please check it out. You'll love it. You really will. And where can we find it? Where can we find it so everybody knows? Where can we find the podcast, Justin, so everybody can know?
Everywhere. Anywhere that you listen to podcasts, Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, whatever obscure thing that you have, I'm sure we're on there. Because anytime I have a chance to put it somewhere else, I do.
Nice.
Cinema d'Amore. Check it out.
Check it out, everybody. Thank you for being here, Justin. We appreciate you. Hopefully have you back sometime.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And Sabrina, thank you as always for being here. Appreciate you being here on Kruse Control. And everybody out there, thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to us. Please like, subscribe if you can. Our YouTube, we're finally over 100. We hit the 100 mark. So please subscribe. Help us go further. Next is 200. We appreciate you. Share, tell all your friends. Thank you for being here on Kruse Control tonight. And we'll see you tomorrow. Everybody have a great night. See ya.